Well, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. This is North here. Today's Saturday, April the 3rd, 2021, and this is yet another edition of How to Cook Your Preps Live. Okay, I was just making my dinner and I thought I'd take you guys along with me. Because tonight I'm making my go-to rice dish, okay? Now, when I make rice, this 90% of the time, this is exactly the way that I do it. And it's just another way to show you how to change up the flavors in your rice in a very, very easy way, okay? So first thing we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna want to turn our element on high. Now this element has a bad connection a little bit, so I may have to shift it back and forth if this one loses the connection. We'll see. We'll see if it gets nice and hot. It should. Yeah, it's gonna go. So yeah, I was making dinner. I thought I'd take you guys along for the ride. So we'll just go through what we're going to use. Okay, here first. What I'm going to use today is, if you can see that, that is the Balance variety of no sodium added beef broth. And it's just a store-bought thing. I usually keep a case or two of that in my pantry. So that's what we're going to use in the rice. We're going to use some plain old white rice. We're going to have some minced garlic in there, some butter, and there's a special ingredient that I'm going to save for a little bit here, and I'll tell you guys about that in just a little wee bit. Did you see that? See how I have a bad connection on this burner? Oh, that's connected. Okay, so we have our burner turned up, and the next thing that we want to do is we want to turn our oven to 350 degrees on the bake setting, okay? That's crucial that you turn on your oven now, all right? So what we're going to do, the ingredients for this, let me just, that's not heating up. We're going to go over here. Sorry, guys. I'll see if it works. I'll leave it on and see if it works. But the first ingredient we're going to use is we're going to use our beef stock, okay? And when you're making rice in this way, you know, your proportions of liquid to rice are 2 parts liquid to 1 part rice. So tonight I'm making 1 cup of rice, so I'll use 2 cups of this non-sodium added beef broth. And I choose the non-sodium added because, you know, you can season it after, right? And this is going to be good for, you know, using the non-sodium added will be better for people who are watching the sodium in their diet. So that's one of the reasons why I choose to use that, okay? Still doesn't want to do its thing. That's okay. Okay, so we've got our beef stock in there. We've got some onion over here that I've diced. We'll add that. And I apologize to anyone who, if there's anyone in the chat looking for me to respond. The monitor and keyboard is in the other room, and I just brought the camera into the kitchen so that I could film this, okay? So everything else is in the other room. And I will get into the other room in a bit to just to check on the chat and see how that's going. Man, I need to get a new element. Okay, so we've got 2 cups of no sodium added beef broth in there. 1 medium onion with a medium dice on it. A tablespoon of chopped garlic. So far, okay. Now, I'll let you guys know when the magic ingredient is going to come in, okay? So I hope everyone's well. I hope everyone's well and safe. We're just going to season this with some pepper. We're not going to put any salt in it. If I want to, later on, when I'm having dinner, I will add salt to it then. So a half a dozen grinds of nice, fresh, cracked pepper. And I happen to have some fresh thyme around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to incorporate some of that. Now, I'm just going to take the whole sprig and drop it in, okay? If you want to, you can go ahead and you can pull all those little leaves off of the stem, but it's really not necessary. If you throw it in like that, it will impart the same flavor into your dish without having to do all that work. And then later on, afterwards, you can just pick that stick out. Just, if you leave it in there, just don't eat the stick, okay? So we got that in there. We got that in there. Time for the magic ingredient. And I'm not sure if this is something that you guys have thought of to use in your rice or not. But it's this. If the camera can focus on that, it's just plain old dillweed. And I use a lot of it in there, okay? I'm going to use, that's probably almost a tablespoon. I use a lot of this dillweed on my meats, in my rice, in my cold salads like potato salad and macaroni salad. I use it in all of those things, okay? All right, so let me go measure out some rice here. Okay, I have 1 cup of rice ready. Now what you want to do is you want to let this come to a boil, okay? There's no need to stir it or anything like that right now. But, oh, she's starting to come to a boil there, I see. This is good, this is good. So I hope everyone's well. Happy Easter, everyone. I hope everybody is having a great Saturday. Personally, myself, I did work today. I may go to work tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm undecided about that yet. But, you know, we shall see. I may take the day off tomorrow and just relax. Maybe make some videos. It's supposed to be nice out tomorrow, so I would like to enjoy the day. Okay, so once this comes to a boil, we'll add our rice, put the lid on it. And then once it comes back to a boil, we'll give it a stir and we'll pop it into the oven, okay? In the meantime, I've got some butter here we're going to be using not only in the rice, but in the rest of my dinner, okay? Which I will share with you guys here once we get the rice in the oven. Now, hopefully this isn't going to be a terribly long live stream. Pinball goes live tonight at 9, which is in about 40 minutes. And yeah, this isn't going to take that long. Okay, so we've got our rice to a boil, or sorry, our water to our liquid to a boil. In goes the rice, and it's not going to take very long at all for that to come up to a boil again. Like a minute maybe, tops, if that. You know, we'll see when the steam begins to come out of it. So yeah, this is my absolute go-to rice. It's super simple, and I thought I'd just show you guys yet another way to flavor up your rice, to change things up so that you don't experience food fatigue in sort of a post-event. You know what I'm talking about? You want to change it up all the time. All right, see that? We've got steam there already. Okay. So you just open your lid again, give it another stir. Pop your lid back on, and then you place this directly into that preheated 350-degree oven, okay? And we're looking for a time of 20 minutes on this rice. I really would like to use this burner. Oh, it's warming up there. There we go. That one can go off. Okay, so our rice is in the oven. We're going to check it at about 15 minutes. It's 8:20 now, so by 8:35, we should be pulling the rice out and having a look at what's going on in there, okay? So what else I've done, what my dinner is going to be tonight, guys and gals, is meatballs. Meatballs in a mushroom gravy with my go-to rice. And this over here, yes, also out of my pantry, this is simply a pot of corn, which I have just set on low, medium low. And that's going to bring it up to temperature enough. You know, I can crank it a little bit at the end if I want to bring it to a bubble and finish its cooking. That would be cool. But at this point right here, I'm going to dip into the other room. I'm just going to turn this down. I know the burner's working, so we'll leave it on, but I'll turn it down. I'm going to dip into the other room, and I'm going to come and say hello, okay? I don't know if there's anybody watching or not. Really, honestly, I couldn't say. I haven't looked yet, so I just turned the live stream on, and I came into the kitchen, so bear with me here. Oh, you're hungry? Sorry about that. Richard Head, Tammy? Hello, everybody in the chat. Hey, Belle. Hey, Prep for It. Hey, Tammy. Pennsylvania EMT. It's good to see you. Hey, you. Who else we got here? Jacob. Hey, you're hungry? Sorry, not sorry. Hey, Gene W. How you doing? Hey, Leah. Yeah, and this live stream just started, so. Hey, what do you mean hide? I couldn't even see you from the other room, and now I come in here to say hello, and you guys want to hide? Come on. Hey, Klingon Princess. Look at you guys. You guys are awesome. I hope everyone is well. Happy Easter and happy lockdown. So this isn't going to be a terribly long live stream, but it's just enough to get my rice cooked, and I'm going to finish off the meatballs, okay? I thought I'd take a little breaky break. Thank you, Prep for It. Thought I'd take a little breaky break and come into the other room and say hello. Now what I need to do is I need to go and I need to get myself another monitor for the, with a cord long enough I can bring it into the kitchen, and I have a wireless keyboard here I can hook up too, so that I can chat while I'm in the kitchen. That's awesome, Joe. Happy Easter. Sandwich. Good evening, Sandwich. I'm not making sandwiches. 1776. Patriot for life. Hello. What? I got shut down from your TV for cooking? That must be very, very bad. I must be cooking poorly. Yeah, I must be cooking very badly. Oh, what's for dinner, Sandwich? Yes, thank you to all of my moderators. I'm not sure what nose picking was through, but I hope he's okay. Oh, that sounds tasty, Sandwich. I bet that would make a heck of a sandwich. Christ. Happy Easter. Hey, honey badgers. Just yet another edition of how to cook your preps. The rice is already in the oven. And I can smell it now. Hey, Granny K. Oh, the TV is weird. Okay. Buenos tacos, Mr. Plumber. Welcome, good evening, and happy Easter. Thank you, Tammy. Happy Easter to you. I know what I'm cooking is not Easter fare, but hey, Liberty Bell. Happy Easter. All right, I just jumped into the living room to say hello a little bit, see who's in here. Hey, Wendy. Oh, the Courtney Corners. That's good to hear. Thank you, Nose Pickin'. Hello, Mrs. Plummer. All right, I'm going to go back into the kitchen now, and we're going to keep cooking, okay? Because I've only got a few minutes until that rice needs to come out and be looked at. So, I need to get to it, okay? All right, so let's just get right straight with it. What I'm doing with my meatballs, okay, we got our burner on. We're just going to turn it up to sort of over medium heat, but not quite medium high. Set our pan back on. Now this is just some fat from the meatballs, and I added some olive oil, just a little wee bit, like a not even a tablespoon of olive oil to the meatballs when I was cooking them out. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to add 1 generous tablespoon of butter, okay? Hopefully that temperature bumps nicely. If it was a gas range, it would happen instantly, but this is an electric range, so sometimes things take a little bit longer. And we're just going to, yeah, I have 2 cans here, 2 cans of dollar store sliced mushrooms that we're just going to add to this. There's 1. Make sure you get all of that. I love putting canned mushrooms in the pantry. Absolutely love it. I'm a nut for mushrooms, I'll tell you that. I love the whole ones too. They're great as a side dish with a steak or whatever else you might be cooking. So, okay, we're in here with 2 cans of mushrooms. Yeah, that's heating up, I think. I'll bump it up a little bit more. We'll see. We're officially at medium high now, okay? So who's making what special for dinner for Easter? I saw Mark over at Rolling Homestead was making, I think it was like a double smoked ham. Looked really, really nice. If you guys don't know Mark over at Rolling Homestead, go check him out. A great guy, super, super nice guy, and just an absolute wealth of information when it comes to wild edibles and homesteading. I mean, yeah, the guy is very, very knowledgeable in many, many ways. So I wanted to take a second to give a shout out to the Alaska Prepper. You guys, I'm sure many of you guys know the Alaska Prepper, but if you don't know the Alaska Prepper, Rudy over there is awesome. He's like he's almost like the godfather in our prepping community. So go check him out. I see what he's got going on is awesome. He has also been doing a How to Cook Your Preps series with his rice dishes and things like that. And I think that is absolutely fantastic. I think the more different preppers that go ahead and do that, the better ways you're going to be prepared on how to different ways to cook your preps so you don't experience food fatigue. And I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Rudy has a Caribbean background. So he's doing some things that are a little bit different. He's got these Caribbean herbs and spices that are going on, which is an absolutely another wonderful way to flavor up your either your rice or your beans or whatever preps it is that you may be cooking. Okay, so we're just going to season this up with some pepper. Okay. So we have a fairly healthy amount of fats in here with our butter and our olive oil, and a little bit of, not much fat came out of the meatballs. And these meatballs, guys and gals, these aren't completely cooked. I just browned these off, and I'm going to be adding them back into here, into the gravy once we get that going, okay, to finish them cooking. So, you know what, I'm just going to go straight to high with this to expedite this process. You'll be able to hear it here just very shortly. While that's going on, I'm going to take a minute to, I have some green onions. I had some green onions around and they were starting to get a little bit long in the tooth. So we're going to utilize these in both the rice and the mushroom. So just give me a minute and I will chop these up and have those ready for here for in a couple of minutes, okay? Because we'll need them, like I said, for when we check the rice here in about 3 minutes. So happy Easter weekend, everybody. I hope everybody is doing awesome. You know what? If there's any other preppers out there who want to do cooking videos, I think more people should do it. Just to show other people different ways to utilize your prep. Because, you know, even the newest preppers who might know a little bit about cooking, they might know something, a little something that you may or may not know, right? So you can learn from pretty near anybody when it comes to how to cook your prep. A little something you might not have thought of, right? That's going to be very, very nice. Corn here, warming nicely. Oh yeah, that's nice and warm. Just going to bump that down a little wee bit, because we don't need all that heat there. We just need to maintain the warmth. It's already steaming, so the canned corn is pretty much ready. Yeah, it's a little bit boring, canned corn, but you know what? I love corn. Corn is delicious, but I think one of my favorites is these mushrooms here, and probably wax beans, like a yellow bean. Love yellow beans. I'm a nut for them. So I'm going to be growing, I'm going to try again this gardening season to grow a bunch of yellow beans in my garden, and hopefully this summer the little bunny rabbit doesn't get them all again. I'm going to change it up on how I pot them. I'm not going to be doing them right in the ground because the little bunny rabbits are right on the ground, so I'm going to be elevating those and doing those in containers. And I'll be putting, you know, I'm doing pole beans so that they're, you know, they're going to grow up. So we'll just see what happens this year. Okay, so now that we've got our mushrooms frying off, and basically when you can mushrooms, they're already cooked. So if you want to brown these, you can go ahead, but it's not really necessary. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour to this, okay? Very, very simple. And what that's going to do in the combination of that fat is it's going to create a roux, R-O-U-X, and that is going to be a thickener. for when we add the rest of our no sodium beef broth. So just toss this around, make sure all that flour gets coated in the fat. Make sure it gets coated nicely, and then you just want to leave that for a bit. You want to cook that flour out, that raw flour taste. And we're going to leave the heat the same. This is almost at maximum here, okay? So I'm just going to dip into the other room quickly, see who's saying what. Maybe who's saying how bad I'm cooking, or maybe you're all going to hide and jump out and scare me, or I don't know what. No, I will not be incorporating wine into this. However, if you wanted to, hang on a second, who said that? Joker Pricker. If you wanted to add some wine into this, because it's a beef-based dish, you could add some red wine to this, and it would be very, very nice. But I will not be adding any tonight. This is going to be a wine-free dish. Oh, look at those mushrooms starting to brown up a little bit. You see that right there? Yeah, that's nice. So basically, we're just looking to cook out the flour, that raw flour taste. That's starting to smoke a little bit, so I'm going to just pick it up and take it off the heat. That's how you do your heat management. Just take it off the burner so that you don't burn things, okay? All right, that's fine and dandy. Now what we're going to do, oh boy, I knew that was going to happen. That always happens. I can't even make toast in here. My toaster is located right near my my smoke detector, and like I don't make toast until it's black. I just kind of make it, you know what I mean? I like my toast lightly toasted. So that's just a little under 2 cups of beef broth right there. What we're going to do here right now, while this is still a nice liquid, to impart some flavor into it, is I've got a little bit more fresh thyme here. We're just going to drop that in, stems and all, and that flavor will impart into that. So at this point, we're still on very, very high heat, okay? So at this point, we want to turn it down to sort of a little bit under medium high, okay? Sort of 6.5 or so out of 10. You can see how it's bubbling, right? So this should probably thicken up quickly. Now, I'm not going to add any garlic to this. We've got garlic in the rice. I suppose I could have added some garlic into it, but it's a little bit late right now. I would have wanted to add that just as the mushrooms were finishing cooking. Yeah, you don't want to boil that too hard. So I'm just bumping the temperature down, right down straight to a straight medium. Okay, so we got our fresh thyme in there. At this point, we're going to add our meatballs back in, okay? So that bubbles away, and continues to cook our meatballs through. You don't have to bubble this very, very hard at all. Now, what we're going to do right now is we're going to pull the rice out. It's gone a little bit over, but that's okay. That's okay. You know, when you're doing this, make sure you use some hot paws so you don't burn yourself. Be very, very careful, okay? This pot is hot. Oh boy. Watch out for stuff. Watch out for stuff. Yeah, be very mindful you don't burn yourself. Okay, the rice is very, very close, which is awesome. What we're going to do at this point, the rice needs to go back in for another, 3 or 4 minutes, I would think. What we're going to do at this point is we are going to add to the rice a tablespoon of butter. And we're just going to set it on top, okay? We're just going to set it right on top. See that? All right. Got our butter in there. And what we're going to do as well is with our green onions, just going to throw a handful of those in there too. Okay? Spread them out a little bit. Tap it off. Lid goes back on and it goes right back in the oven for just another few minutes. No big deal. Not difficult at all, but very, very delicious. Like I say, this is my go-to rice. I'm adding the green onions, like I said, simply because I had some sitting around that were getting a little bit long in the tooth. And I thought, yeah, okay, here's a perfect opportunity. We can use those up. So buy your preps, cook your preps, eat your preps, guys, gals, eat your preps. All right, who's in the chat here misbehaving? Hi, faithful prepper. Hey, Patty Bob. Hey, Mouse. Noodle salad, Joe? I'll be right there. This is cool. Wide Family Farm. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. Five Virgins, hello? Copy that, Five Virgins prepper. Just don't start licking the screen, Pennsylvania. I'm cooking food. This is my go-to rice. This is how to cook your preps. I've got a series on it, Wide Family Farm. Lady Patriot said, I am better than Rachel Ray. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow. That's a very flattering comment. Thank you ever so much. Hey, you know what's cool about this? Is sitting in the living room, I'm watching my screen here, talking to you guys, and I can see my meatballs bubbling on the stove from here. That is awesome. An egg salad sandwich. You've probably heard that story, Wide Family Farm. Come on now, let's not go there. Hey, Emily. Oh, you had lovely weather. It's supposed to be nice here tomorrow. Hey, Jeff J. Yeah, Wide Family Farm. Let's not revisit that egg salad sandwich episode we did, okay? I would be very appreciative if we did not. Because that was room clearing. Room clearing. All right, let me just have a look at this and give it a stir. All right, volume goes down on this, way down to like 2. Smells amazing. Amaze balls. See how that gravy thickened up nicely? Look at that. And then in goes with our onions on this. And they just get stirred in. They'll cook just about instantly, so no big deal. But yeah, go check out Alaska Prepper and what he's doing with his food, how to cook his preps. because he will give you completely different ideas than I will give you. You understand? Everyone will give you different ideas on how to cook your prep. So I encourage anyone who's making videos there, who has a channel, to go ahead and start doing some how to cook your preps videos. Now, a lot of you guys and gals know that I can my own meats. I pressure can my own meats, and you can pressure can meatballs. However, these were not some pressure canned meatballs. I haven't pressure canned meatballs yet. Okay, so but if I had, I would have used those in this dish. All right, now this rice is probably done here. Just gonna go ahead and shut everything down. Excuse my arm. There. Yeah. As you can see, rice is nicely cooked through. All the liquid has been absorbed. We're just going to give it a nice stir here and incorporate that butter all the way through it that we put in there earlier, okay? It's nice to coat all those grains with that butter. And if you're watching your fat, you don't have to include the butter. You know what I mean? You can exclude the butter, and you can use some other kind of fat or no fat at all. But in sort of a post-event, you're going to need those fats, okay? So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to plate this up here. We'll plate it up, have a little look-see, and then I'll probably end this live stream, and I'll eat my dinner. I got about less than 15 minutes before pinball is on, so we're going to go ahead and do that, okay? So yeah, pinball will be on at 9. I will be live streaming after pinball is done, as usual on my Saturday evenings. It's a very nice time, a very fun time. Got some love raids going on, and maybe have a discussion about something. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. I kind of want to keep it light for this weekend. So, okay, so let's just we're going to go ahead and plate up some of these meatballs. Meatballs with delicious mushroom gravy, fresh thyme, and as one of the viewers said, yes, you could deglaze the pan with some wine if you like wine in your cooking, and I do. I just didn't think to include it in this particular dish. This is going to be a lot of food for me. This is a few days worth of food for me. Careful when you're touching things. All right, here's a tip for you. Yeah. All right. And I just made the mistake myself, and I almost burnt my hand. Keep your towel when you have a hot pot that came out of the oven. Just leave your towel on the handle of the pot, and that's like the international symbol for this is hot. So it's just another safety reminder, okay? Safety first always, especially when you're cooking. Last thing you want to do when you're cooking a nice meal is have an injury from burning, because that will spoil your whole evening and next few days. Okay, so there's that. I'll get rid of this. We'll set this over here. I'll set this down here for the time being. And we're going to get a spoon for the corn. And of course, I'm looking in the wrong drawer. Here we are. Now we're in business. That looks delicious, and it smells amazing. So there it is, guys. The plate's a little bit messy. It's not a presentation plate, like haven't been wiped off, from the quote food channels or whatever. But this is my go-to rice, okay? So give it a try, guys. nice mushroom gravy meatballs, and a simple vegetable like corn. All, a lot of it out of the pantry. So I'm going to bring this in the other room and probably shut this live stream down so that I can enjoy this. And yeah, I think that's exactly what's about to happen. Sorry, Joe, not sorry. Faithful Prepper, yeah, start driving now. There's lots left. It is very delicious, Christ, absolutely. Deb K, I'll show you the bag, okay? I'll go into the other room and I'll show you the bag. It's just I think it's a parboiled white rice. It's just plain old rice. Let me see. Yeah, it's a parboiled long grain rice. I'm not sure if you can see that here. Right there. It's just a parboiled long grain rice, long grain white rice. As preppers, we tend to store white rice more so than we can store brown rice if we want to, but it just doesn't have as long of a shelf life because there's more oils in it. Okay. With that, I think I'm going to leave you guys, and I'm going to get my dinner happening here. You guys stay well and safe. We'll see you over at Pinballs in about 8 minutes, and then if you feel like joining me, I'll be on live after Pinball. Okay. With that, stay well and safe, all, and happy Easter. No way this is going to work without any cutlery. Now we're in business. All right, stay well and safe, all. We'll see you later this evening.